happened to come into town one day, and I went around to my son's place, and he said, "Mum," he said, "you better go down to Centrelink." And I said, "What for?" He said to me, "Things have changed." And I said, "What do you mean changed?" I went down, and the first day I went into Centrelink, I looked around me and I saw all these men and women all dressed in black suits with their briefcase in their hand, and our people standing in big lines waiting to be told that they were going to be put on the basic card and changed to their pension. I even asked for a manager after I had my interview. I was not even allowed that. They said they were too busy. So I just said I still want to see the manager because I'm not too happy of how I went through the interview. Anyway, they led me up to this young Aboriginal woman, and she said, "I heard that you aren't happy with your interview." And I said, "No, I'm not happy at all." I said, "I didn't like the way we are being treated, spoken to." And I said, "Just look around you in this room." I said, "Any one of these old ladies here in the lineup today could be your family. It could be your auntie. It could be your uncle." Well, after that happened, I just found out later on, after I had that little talk with the lady, she said to me, "Elaine, I'm not from here." She said, "I'm from Western Australia." And I felt so bad about it because I thought she was like one of us, or because she was an Aboriginal woman, you know. But anyway, I apologised to her, and I just said, "I'm sorry, but it's just because the way I felt by sitting there and getting interviewed." Would have been about 3 weeks after when I went back for my second interview, and I said to them, "No, we're going to go back and I'm going to write up every single word that was spoken that day in the Centrelink office," while it was still fresh in my head. And I did that, and I took it back. And the young lady who was there that day, she come up to me and said, "Elaine, would you be able to give me one of the copies of your letter?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "Seeing that you were so good to me and listened to me and had the time of the day for me at the time." Through all that, I was still put on the basic card, the basic human rights, the green card we called it at the time. But 10 years down the track, we thought it was only going to be 5 years, but 10 years down the track, here we are still being out there strong. And like I say, it's that spirituality in us that gives us the right to be able to have a voice and have a say, our cultural basic human rights that was given to us by our forefathers who have walked this land for so many years and still with us today and in the spirit, and will continue being with us for the rest of our lives. And that's what I'd like to say. And thank you very much for listening tonight.